It's 75 and sunny on a perfect Sunday afternoon to wrap up this series here in Raleigh. The Northeastern Huskies continue a hot start, 2-0 to open the weekend, taking on the NC State Wolfpack, number 8 team in the country, looking to get the bats back rolling here at Doak Field at Dale Park. Welcome inside the booth with Andrew Simpson. I'm Evan Budrovich. Northeastern starting pitching, 14 innings scoreless to open up this weekend. How do the bats get rolling for NC State?
I think you have to just get back to competitive at-bats. You need to compete at the highest level. They saw a little bit of it yesterday. Get guys on, put pressure on this defense.
You see in the first two games, Northeastern starting pitching, fantastic in Game 1. A little more high scoring in Game 2 with the home run by Will Marcy. But how about the combination of Cam Schlittler and Sebastian Keene?
They were absolutely dominant from the get-go. I mean, 14 innings, 7 hits, 0 earned runs, only 4 walks to 7 Ks. They mixed well. They threw strikes. They came right after these NC State hitters. They have been dominant all weekend.
Those strikeouts were crucial for Keene, who went 7 innings yesterday. And here's what NC State's offense brings to the table entering this weekend. Top 5 in all 4 of those categories. But Andrew here recently, some struggles at the plate, and it sort of starts with the batting average for this team.
Yeah, as you see right there, only a 185 batting average on the weekend. The thing is, they haven't found the big hit yet. They've gotten some guys on yesterday. They struggled, obviously, Friday night. But yesterday, they got guys on. They just didn't get that big hit. Someone's going to need to step up for them today to get that big hit, push some runs across.
So Tommy White, the Silver Slugger, has a brand-new glove in this ball game. And here's the senior, David Harrison, getting the ball today against Jeff Costello to lead things off. Harrison is 20th career start today for the 5th-year senior. He's had an excellent start to this season, 5 2/3 last Saturday. How does he continue this bounce-back year?
No, I think it's something that in the past he's struggled with command. So now it's just a matter of command that fastball early on. And I've been saying it for the whole weekend for NC State starters. You have to set the tone in this game. You cannot get swept at home if you're NC State.
Northeastern's outscored NC State 14-6 in the first 2 games. Costello's been a part of that. 2 runs scored yesterday and a diving catch. That saved maybe a run, if not more, in the middle of last game. Harrison misses downstairs with a changeup. We noted the Northeastern starting pitching, just 4 walks in the first 2 games. NC State starters have combined. They've walked 5 and have a couple hit batters, too.
I think their youth is showing.
Wow, Costello lifts one high and deep to left field with the wind blowing out. That ball's out of here. Jeff Costello with a leadoff dinger, and the Northeastern power party continues.
We talk about setting a tone early. If you're NC State, Costello, he's setting his own tone offensively here for Northeastern. That's just a fastball down his zone, gets his hands to it. This offense, I'm telling you, they have been impressive. Not a lot of hard-hit balls on the weekend, but they manufacture runs. They run on the bases. They take the extra base right there. No need for any of that.
There's a bunt attempt now by Boslin. Harrison makes a nice play to first base. That's just the first home run for Northeastern in this series. Only 6 home runs as a team. And Andrew, on a 75-degree day, the wind is blowing all over the place here at Doak Field at Dale Park. It could be a hitter-friendly day.
Yeah, and you saw something like Devontae Brown, 2 balls to the warning track yesterday. Not much, power seen from any team this whole weekend. You see the lineup right there for Northeastern Huskies.
All 9 hitters with a base hit. So this is the exact same starting 9 for head coach Mike Glavin. His club has been impressive. 2 straight wins following an 11-run game last Sunday. That's where things all started. Here's the freshman standout, Mike Serrata, smoking one foul.
Yeah, I've really liked watching Serrata play this whole weekend. He plays with a high energy, good baseball IQ. Talk about stealing bags. Knows when to go. He gets good leads. He'll take the extra bag on you for a double. See right there, 4 for 8, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs.
There's a pop-up just back of the infield. LeJames Groover staring into the bright sun. And there's 2 quick outs for Harrison. So Northeastern has never trailed in this series. They've scored in the first inning twice. Definitely a way to set the tone here in Raleigh.
And that's what you want to do. You want to come in with that little chip on your shoulder. We talked about yesterday not getting outside a ton early on this season, being up from Boston. They come down here, they're ready to play. This is a good baseball team.
No home games yet for the Huskies. They'll have their first home matchup in a week. So road heavy to start the year. Here's Max Vieira, the starting shortstop, with 2 hits on the weekend. The true sophomore out of New York. And he smokes one foul. Harrison's been a strike thrower in his 2 starts, and this is an offense that has hit fastballs over the middle all weekend long.
Yeah, they've gone up there with a great approach. Fastballs over the middle plate have been hit pretty hard. You know, back up the middle a couple times, gap to gap. There's another one right there.
On cue, a line drive to Brown. Boy, the wind's blowing out today. That was a hot shot. So Northeastern with a solo home run by Jeff Costello. The Huskies take the lead as NC State comes to the plate next. Northeastern continues to throw out quality starters, and here's a former all-freshman team standout in the CAA, Wyatt Scotty in year 2. Excellent numbers last year, 2.8 ERA. How does he carry that forward today?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of carrying over what he's seen the last 2 days from his fellow starters. Pound the strike zone, he'll throw a changeup in any count, which they've done all season. He's mixed in a little bit of a cutter this season, so see if he goes to that a little bit with these, lefty hitters in the lineup.
So Devontae Brown in this offense, the same lineup with Will Marcy, who was excellent with the home run yesterday, just in search of production. So Coach Avent leaning on this same 9. He does insert Jacob Godman behind the plate to hit 9th, but an opportunity to bounce back after scoring 5 runs yesterday. Of course, those 5 runs all came late in the game, a 3-run shot in the 8th. And NC State came to the plate with a tying run up in LeJames Groover. So there was some promise late.
Yeah, we talked about Costello making that nice catch. It was 2-2 at the time of that catch. That gets by him. It could be either run scores or second and third with 1 out. So that was a game-saving diving catch out there in right field by Costello.
Here comes Devontae Brown, who's 0 for 6 in this young series. And he goes after the first pitch. Tough play at second for Beckstein. And another nice defensive effort. Northeastern only 1 error in the series, and they've been fundamentally sound.
They really have. This team is very well coached, and you could tell just how they take in and out, how they, go about their business pregame and carries over to the game. This is a very well coached team by that man right there.
Mike Glavin has led this team through some ups and downs, reigning tournament champions in the CAA, and off to an uncharacteristic start. 2-5. The offense was staggering. All of a sudden come to life with the pitching staff as Scotty blows it by LeJames Groover. Groover had a great day yesterday. 3 hits, set his team up in that number 3 spot. He slides up to the 2-hole today. There's your first look at the changeup from Wyatt Scotty. Locate. 12 innings of work this year, only 1 walk to 10 strikeouts.
He's going to be in the zone, and I think that really helps this NC State lineup. You have to attack early on in the count. You know he's going to be in the zone. Go ahead and attack early. You saw Devontae Brown try to get to that. You need to have competitive at-bats.
1-2's fouled off because starting pitching for Northeastern has dominated this series, both with Schlittler on Friday and Keene yesterday. Each went 6 innings plus. After the home run by Costello, Northeastern works ahead. And Groover looks to tie it on one swing. Here's a high fly ball to left field. That is back and caught at the wall. Di Loretto takes it away. The defense never stops for Northeastern.
Let me tell you, if that's going to be the sign of this game today, that ball should not have went that far. I thought Grover got jammed right there. You see, he just keeps drifting. We talked about the Doak stream yesterday. It's in effect today.
Corey Di Loretto is not the expected starter in the outfield as Tommy White drills the first pitch foul. It's actually the first baseman, Justin Beisland, who will play the outfield once a starting center fielder returns from injury. And the all-conference standout, Danny Crossan, who's out with a hand injury. Speaking of all-conference standouts, here's the DeKalb Trophy National Player of the Month, searching for his second hit of the series. We've seen White hit balls hard all weekend long, yet just one hit to show for it.
Yeah, I mean, Northeastern has had timely hitting, good defense, and great pitching, and that's how they've won the last two games.
As White rolls one foul.
Interesting move right there. I don't know if you caught that, but middle of that windup, White actually took a step back
and
in
he
the
did
box.
It the first pitch, too. A lot of movement in the box for Tommy.
You know what that tells me? That he's uncomfortable with that inside pitch so far.
He forks one the other way into the right field corner. Tommy White hits one just foul. And I tell you, Andrew, that's off the end of the bat, 320 feet.
Yeah, he's got some raw power. You know, we've obviously seen that on display here early on this season, but him moving like that pre-pitch, that just tells me that he's a little uncomfortable with how they've been pitching him. They've been throwing him inside, and he's trying to get that inside pitch to a little bit more middle pitch. He just has to be able to throw his hands to it.
Don't be fooled by those flags. It's a humid day today. The ball's going to fly out of the park. So White rolls one to short into the shift. And Max Vieira's made plays all weekend. That's a quick inning for Wyatt Scotty. Northeastern's defense locked in the first as the Huskies lead by 1. Been a tough weekend for this NC State defense. 7 combined errors. You see spotlighted there. The number 2 ranked shortstop in North Carolina, Peyton Green. A few errors for him this weekend, looking to bounce back with his 3rd straight start. And that's the nature of this game, Andrew. Northeastern's hit the ball hard, and they've put a lot of pressure on this defense.
Yeah, giving away outs is something you can't do against good teams, and that's exactly what NC State has done. You see the kind of inexperience of this young team in NC State kind of showing a little bit through the weekend. But David Harrison off to a good start so far, 0-2.
To Mark Durachi, the sophomore, who has 2 hits. Much better start to the inning for Harrison. Gave up the home run to the first batter he faced. Ever since, 3 pretty routine outs. It's only the 4th run he's allowed all year in Harrison in 3 starts as that pitch stays down. Boy, Durachi was clutch yesterday Scored in 2 big innings for Northeastern, the 7th and the 2nd. Now he hits one behind the glove of Harrison. Tough play for Groover, who can't be picked. Another example of a bang-bang play that goes the way of the Huskies.
That's a tough play. It's off the end of the bat, so obviously not hit very hard up the middle. I thought Groover made actually a pretty nice play on it. Tommy White just unable to come up with the pick.
We'll see who the error is ruled on that one. I believe it'll be the second baseman, Groover. So that pitch stays outside. Remember, Tommy White, a natural third baseman by trade. He's done a nice job at first, but that's never an easy play. He's always taught as a kid, you got to pick it like your nose, nice and up, not that outward pick. May have cost him there. Maybe the coach was just making fun of me growing up, I'm not sure.
I was going to say, I think you were handed some wrong information.
As that ball sneaks through the glove of Peyton Green. So back-to-back men reach for the Northeastern Huskies. That's probably why my career shifted to the outfield after some tough years at first base. Here with Andrew Simpson, I'm Evan Budrovich for Game 3 of this weekend set.
And this is exactly where Northeastern wants to be. They want to have the opportunities to play that small ball, move runners. I'm sure you'll see a bunt here from Smith. They did that a lot yesterday. They try to manufacture runs once they get guys on base.
Northeastern has sacrificed to death NC State defensively. Here's another attempt for Smith. And this was the counter reaction to it. 4 wild pitches yesterday and some mistakes on defense.
Yeah, and that's what you do. I mean, once you get guys on base, all you're trying to do is just compound that pressure on the defense, on the pitchers to make mistakes. And they've done a great job so far in Friday and Saturday's game.
Harrison looking to work out of trouble, and this ball's put down to the pitcher. He can't go to third, so the throw to first is offline. That is confusion created on the bases.
Once again, it's the inexperience of, Hood playing third base. That ball bunted to the third base side with the athlete, with the lefty on the mound, is falling towards third base. Hood has to just go right back to third. I mean, he has an easy out at third base right there if his first step is back. NC State just not playing fundamental baseball yet so far this weekend.
So this loads the bases with nobody out. And in steps Gregory Bozzo, the catcher. To your point, Andrew, that's a play where Hood and Harrison haven't had a lot of experience together in PFPs, and you wonder if that will play a factor, especially early in the season, 2-3 weeks in.
Yeah, I mean, just based off of what I did in college and what our teams did, you run PFPs every single day. That's the first probably 30, 45 minutes of your practice. So, kind of inexcusable knowing that they've worked on that probably plenty of times, but, obviously it's much different in game situation trying to get those reads.
The 2-0 stays outside, and all of a sudden Harrison is 1 pitch away from walking in a run. So difficult as a pitcher to overcome some defensive mishaps, things of that nature. Now he has to settle in.
Yeah, we talked about leadership too. Losing 3 games in a row, the 1 midweek game to Campbell, the 2 here to Northeastern, you need someone to step up. Whether it's freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, whatever it may be, someone needs to step up and kind of get this, back to right. It's just a matter of who it's going to be today.
So a 3-0 pitch to Bozzo. There's a strike. Remember, the home run in the first made it 1-0, a chance to really break this game open for the Huskies. How can David Harrison escape a jam in this inning? There's a good start. It's 3-2. Credit to Jacob Godman getting the start behind the plate. His second career start, looking to settle in Harrison. An error, an infield single, and a fielder's choice. Not the hardest hit inning, but it's working for Northeastern. And that rally is shut down by the strikeout. How about Harrison throwing it off the plate and getting the K?
Yeah, a little bit of a two-seam right there, a little bit of run, arm side run. Probably starts on the plate, maybe a little bit of a ball off the plate right there. Nonetheless, great job by Harrison coming back from a 3-0 count. Still has to lock in and get this ground ball.
20th career start for the senior left-hander of Rocky Mount, North Carolina. As breaking ball stays down to Luke Beckstein, who has been a tough out for the Tynesboro, Massachusetts product. You see the 4 hits, but he's been on base 6 times to open this series. Now sprays one out of play.
It kind of reminds me of, the NC State version of JT Jarrett. He gets on base, he'll put the ball in play, he'll make things happen, makes some nice plays out in the field. Just an all-around ball player. Exactly the guy who you want in your lineup.
He's a 3rd-generation college baseball player, so experienced. And the 1-1 is rolled foul. His grandfather played at Quinnipiac. His father played for Providence. And here's Luke, the fresh transfer out of Kansas State, making his presence felt in year 1 for the Huskies. Although with that beard, you can't tell me he's only a sophomore.
It's a solid beard.
Great facial hair here in this first weekend of March. Northeastern with the bases loaded and 1 out. Is this ball deep enough? Brown comes down to make the catch. Northeastern looks to add to its lead and will on the sacrifice fly. That plates Mark Durachi.
We talk about manufacturing runs. I think this Northeastern team has done a really good job at knowing situational hitting. They've gotten the timely hits. They've gotten runs across. Just like I said, they are a fundamentally sound baseball team, and they are fun to watch.
Northeastern won 36 games last year. This is a team that went 0-2 in a regional in Nebraska, but a very talented club returning 60% of its offense. That was the challenge early, replacing some big boppers like Jared Dupree, the all-conference home run slugger. But it's been a little more hit and run, situational baseball, a sac fly like we see that has manufactured that production.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're looking for as an offense, right? Get guys on base, and then you can kind of do whatever you want, hit and runs, bunts, sac flies. They've done it all this weekend. Haven't hit the ball extremely hard. Probably Costello's hit the hardest ball, obviously, for that home run here in the first. But besides that, they've just manufactured runs left and right.
It's a good pitch by Harrison. You see the pitch count starting to rise for David. That was the issue for both Willitson yesterday, and then Heifel on Friday had to extend themselves deep into the game just to get through 5 innings. Here's the 1-1. We'll wait a second on that. Northeastern's been demons on the bases, 8 steals, 11 attempts in the first 2 games. Now Harrison to the plate and gives up a drive deep in the left center. Palali has room under this one, and it stays in the park. So another run added for Northeastern. They get 1 with the bases loaded, and it's a 2-0 start for the Huskies as Josh Hood leads things off when we return. Jeff Costello made a savvy SportsCenter type catch yesterday in right field. This Northeastern defense has been excellent in this game. Top 10 in the country last year in fielding, and they've lived up to it this year.
Yeah, they've been really impressive so far, and it's been all around the field. Serrata out there in center field, Vieira at shortstop, Costello out in right field. They've made some plays and some timely plays at that.
Wyatt Scotty loves the help of his defense. An 11-pitch first inning. That's called up from Walter Presswood III, working behind the plate. Josh Hood riding a 3-hit weekend. Watches a nice little, is that more of a two-seamer or more of a sinker?
I think that might have been his changeup.
I think that's the question these hitters are having. What's coming out of the arm of Mr. Scotty?
There's that little cutter that he throws. Pretty good movement on that pitch right there.
Wyatt Scotty, an ERA below 1 in this young season. He's added a changeup and a sharp cutter this offseason. Now off his glove, it ricochets to third. No way, no way! Oh, he's safe.
Let me tell you, when things are going bad, that's when you know they're going bad. They cannot catch a break this weekend. They caught it right there. I'm assuming, the call will stay unless they try to get a replay on this.
The awareness of Spencer Smith here.
All the bounces going Northeastern's way. I think he does get down the line. Slips a little bit right there.
Oh, barely beat it. Nice hustle from Josh Hood. So an infield single. Tommy White's sitting there going, why can't I get one of those this weekend? He's been robbed of hits 3 times from defense. And how about this? Dom Palali attempting a bunt in the second inning.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that bunt probably 4 times yesterday in all 4 of his at-bats. There's so much room down that third base line with Smith once again playing shortstop. I'd do it again.
He does, and puts it behind the plate.
Ooh.
That's a foul ball.
That was almost a really good defensive play right there.
You mentioned the baseball IQ of Northeastern. That's been on full display.
It's at the highest level. And like we talked about, Coach Glavin just does a phenomenal job of teaching these kids. They understand the game. They understand where to go, the backups. Everyone's moving at a certain time, talking about their in and out before the game. Everyone's talking.
Mike Glavin, the 3-time CAA Coach of the Year, and that's all been since 2017, so a lot of recent success for the Huskies. 198 wins in Glavin's career in just 7 seasons. Let's see if Palali lays it down here on 1-1.
This is also another opportunity for a pretty good hit and run, too. If you can handle the bat and handle the barrel, that left side's wide open.
It's a nice take to work ahead in the count. So Palali, the last 2 weekends, you see Mike Glavin's resume. Boy, has he been excellent. Earned his 200th win yesterday. So hard to keep track of with all the victories. A former player and a former drafted prospect out of Northeastern. One of 55 big league draft picks as Palali sprays one to center. Serrata with a nice adjustment to make the catch. And what's interesting talking to Glavin this week, he had thought his team needed to step up and perform at a regional type level. This is the atmosphere they need to face, and Northeastern's responded.
Yeah, I was going to say he's getting what he's asked for. And, I think leaving this weekend, you cannot be happier as a head coach, understanding that your team knows how to win in certain situations to get them into a regional, to win a game, possibly win a regional. This is exactly the type of performance that it takes.
Will Marcy, who was the home run hero from yesterday, looks to shatter the confidence of Wyatt Scotty. Marcy blasted his 2nd career home run yesterday. That was in the 8th inning. And for a moment, you and I both thought maybe this would kickstart NC State's offense. It did not, with Dennis Colleran earning the save. That's right down the middle on a bunt, and a back pick nearly gets Josh Hood. Look at Boslin's reaction. Should Boslin challenge this year?
Another look at it right here.
Oh, wait a second.
If he didn't, I don't think he got him on the hand.
It was really close. Another test for Boslin at first base. Wyatt Scotty, who had the second best ERA in the Colonial last year as a Sunday starter. What a luxury. All three starting pitchers returned for Northeastern. And their fourth starter last year was drafted, one of 6 draft picks last season. So clearly a rotation that can step up. Weekend starter Kyle Murphy going in the draft. Rest of the arms returning. Nice hot shot to third, knocked down, over to second, and Beckstein to first. The double play, kick-started by Spencer Smith to end the inning. Man, Northeastern's defense is fun to watch. What a pleasure to see it on a Sunday through 2. There's head coach Mike Glavin, who is missing one key piece in the lineup. All-CAA selection Danny Crossan out with a hand injury. Expected to be back in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and this offense will get even better, as that will allow this hitter right here, Boswell, to move into the outfield and another all-conference piece to the equation. Which makes this start, especially here in Raleigh, even more promising for Northeastern.
Yeah, you know you're getting some guys back that you want back in the lineup. I've been nothing but impressed with this Northeastern team. I've heard good things about them coming in, and they have kind of lived up to those expectations.
Mike Glavin, who blasted 28 home runs in his Northeastern career, looks to guide this offense through a nice start. As Boslin goes through the 2-0. So David Harrison settled in a tough first inning with the home run and escapes a bases-loaded jam in the second. You know, foot traffic can be very costly for a pitcher when you talk about high-leverage pitches. Pretty much all 38 of his pitches have been in big moments. Yeah,
they really have. And, you know, we talked about that yesterday. You know, these Northeastern starters, they haven't had many high-leverage situations all weekend. And I think that's been the difference of this game.
Palali on a long run into the corner, and that is out of the park but foul. So I tell you, Justin Boslin just chipped one with his 7-iron on the 18th. I heard, Andrew, you're going to the Masters this year for a practice round.
I am. I cannot wait.
Let me know how it goes.
First time ever. It'll be a fantastic time.
Boy, this is perfect golf weather and great baseball weather today. 75 and sunny here on a Sunday.
Does not get any better than this.
As Harrison flips the breaking ball in the inner corner, pulling out the pitching wedge from 90 yards out for the punch out.
It's kind of a backdoor breaking ball. Obviously, you see him set up on the outside corner. Like I said, sometimes those are the best ones. Sneak in there for strike 3 for his second strikeout of the day.
So in steps the talented freshman Mike Serrata. He drills the first pitch deep to center field, and that'll stay in the park for Devontae Brown. Looks like the wind's changing direction all inning long. A reminder, on Monday, we'll have the final 2 episodes of The Tournament, a history of the ACC men's basketball on ACC Network. Episode 9 highlights some great years, 98 to 2008 at 9 Eastern, followed by the finale, the recent years, 2009 through 2020. What an incredible docu-series. You can watch it all on the ESPN app. Man, watching Zion Williamson attack the lane over the years, that was some fun stuff.
I was to say, he was pretty good, huh?
Before the shoe came undone, he was quite a player.
A lot of drama around that shoe. A lot of drama there last night.
Speaking of the ACC tournament, the women's championship is right now. Miami and NC State battling it out over in Greensboro. Wolfpack won a third straight tournament title on the women's side. It's a busy day at NC State Sports. The wrestling team is in the ACC Conference Tournament up in Charlottesville. And Northeastern is spoiling the party. A run in each of the first 2 innings. Max Vieira takes ball 3. Vieira, who was a standout, and I mean all-state standout in high school in Greenwood Lake, New York. Watch his strike one. He's transformed that into an all-CAA year, back-to-back seasons, rookie team and first team. And taking on an arm in David Harrison, who has bounced around in his tenure. 5th-year starter, his 20th career start. Misses downstairs for a walk.
And this is something that Northeastern's done all weekend. They've extended the inning multiple times throughout these 2 games, and now going into the third, doing it again here. Just their approach, they know what they want, they know what they're looking for. They're not afraid to pass it on to the next guy and keep the inning going.
Andrew, in the first 21 innings, only 2 3-and-outs for Northeastern. They have worked the lineup all day long. And those were both by Sam Heifel on Friday in the 3rd and 4th innings. It's been a minute.
That's what you want from your offense, right? Stay on the field. Keep NC State pitchers throwing. These starters have had high pitch counts early in the game. Harrison already up to 46 pitches on the day.
Harrison's first pitch is grounded into fair play. There's Josh Hood. Oh, and Tommy White comes off the bag. That's a nice tag at first base to end the inning. To your point, Northeastern continues to put pressure on the bases. Let's see what the Wolfpack offense can do next. The Texas Longhorns, with David Pierce as head coach, have the best rotation in college baseball. This rotation's living up to the billing as well. Cam Schlittler, Sebastian Keene, and Wyatt Scotty. How about that? Just no earned runs allowed in 16 innings.
Yeah, it's going to be impressive watching them go into the CAA. Yeah, I think these are probably the top 3 starters that they're going to see in that CAA conference all year, I would assume. The dynamic duo of Schlittler and Kane, pretty good.
That's been the challenge for Eddie Eisert and this offense. It's a confident staff coming in. The ERA in the top 10 in the country last year at 3.2. And after a slow start on the mound, this has been a coming out party as a pitching staff. Wyatt Scotty, he's done his part. Has not earned a win on the mound, but 2 appearances, both less than 1 run. And he falls behind here to Eddie Eisert. Eisert, one of those bats in limited opportunities, only his 4th start. Looks to fill that void with the loss of JT Jarrett, now sliding into the DH role today. The 3-1 is skied into center. Now the wind's blowing in all of a sudden, and there's a catch for Corey DiLoretto. So we thought early on it might be a home run party here in Raleigh, and all of a sudden it's become a fly ball affair.
Yeah, wind shifting a little bit. The thing, if you know you're NC State, they haven't been on time in the fastball all weekend long. You need to be on time, get that foot down, ready to hit. Something that they should not be, in a 3-1 count right there. Eddie Eisert cannot just flail out it. He has to take an aggressive hack. Just getting beat by these fastballs.
Peyton Green hits one off his own front foot. So Wyatt Scotty has not only kept these NC State hitters off balance, this is now 15 innings for the right-hander. He's only allowed 2 extra base hits all year and has given up just 1 run. What an incredible start to the Sunday starters year.
I said they've just been impressive. All these starters that we've seen all weekend, actually every single pitcher that we've seen from Northeastern have been impressive. Colleran, last 2 games, 95, 96.
There's some optimism around this program as the CAA favorites, which Mike Glavin quickly downplayed. He talked about the likes of Wilmington and College of Charleston as big-time threats, but don't sleep on this pitching staff as the 1-2s rolled foul. The RPI of Northeastern has already jumped 100 points in the last 3 days. It's so early in the college season, but clearly a club trending upward. And the fastball will help right there. A punch out for Wyatt Scotty. That's his first.
Climbing the ladder right there against Peyton Green. Once again, it's just a fastball up in the zone. Almost have a little bit of a 2-seam sink to that pitch right there.
Yeah, nothing comes straight from Wyatt Scotty. And in steps Jacob Godman, making his 2nd start. A little different equation here, giving Cozart the day off. And Godman is 1 for 4 in his young career. Looks to bunt, sneak his way on. Here comes Smith. Barehanded throw gets away. And now Godman wants second. So a spark for this NC State offense via the bunt.
It's been there all weekend. I think I kept saying it. It's a matter of Smith hasn't played that much at third base this year. You could see him playing way off the bag. Great job reading that by Godman. And once again, we talk about putting pressure on defenses. You have to make the perfect play to get him out there. Smith throws that one away, and now NC State has a runner in scoring position.
First error of this game for Northeastern. And here's an RBI chance for the top of the lineup. And Devontae Brown has 11 runs batted in. This is his forte. See that grip for Wyatt Scotty? There's 3 different fingers on the pitch as it drops in for a strike. It's like a circle change, but with a really nasty grip on it.
Now that I'm looking at it, just that bunt right there draws Smith in to play even with the bag against a very good power hitter in Devontae Brown. Those are little things that you don't really recognize that bunts will do, small ball will do to a defense.
And this is the first time State has really pulled off a successful bunt.
Yep.
It might just open up this defense the rest of the game.
And that's the thing you have to think about now if you're a third baseman. I was just playing 4 or 5 steps deep. They lay down a bunt. I throw a ball away. Now it's like, okay, is the whole team going to do that 1 through 9? It makes you think a lot more defensively about your positioning.
So Wyatt Scotty, who went 6 innings against Penn State, earned the win, then shut down Merrimack last Sunday. He looks to do the same here against number 8 NC State. Nice. Man, It's like a sinker, a changeup. It's a mix of everything, and he catches the zone for strike 2. It's described as a power sinker, but it's got some great movement on it. So Brown down in the count, 1-2. Big runner at second base. And it stays outside.
See if he does what he does to Peyton Green. He elevated fastball. See if he kind of climbs the ladder here against Devontae Brown.
Brown, who's hitting .500 with men in scoring position. That's a winning number for the fifth-year senior. Now waits the 2-2 pitch. And misses. Changeup retires Devontae Brown. And 2 strikeouts for Wyatt Scotty in the inning. Keeps the starting streak scoreless. All 3 starters for Northeastern yet to allow a run on the weekend. You know what's fun? Championships. And tonight we'll have the ACC Wrestling Championships from UVA's John Paul Jones Arena. Sean Kenny and Rock Harrison on the call. Our coverage of the finals starts at 7 Eastern, ACC Network and the ESPN app. Chance for the Wolfpack to keep the titles coming on the wrestling side of things. This baseball crowd is not only waiting for a title, waiting for the offense to kickstart. Now it's up to David Harrison to keep things rocking against Corey DiLoretto, who robbed an extra base hit his first time up. How vital are these next 2 innings for Harrison to get some extended start?
Yeah, it's, you want to get your offense back in the dugout. I feel like the defense of NC State has spent a lot of time out in the, in the field the past 2 games. You want to have an offensive kind of rhythm. They haven't had any rhythm all weekend. Like I talked about, hitting is contagious. You need to be in the dugout. Try to get that going.
And with the Wolfpack set to face top 15 Notre Dame next Friday, things do not get any easier in the midst of this tough 3-game skid. Here's a line drive for DiLoretto. This is a rocket shot off the bat and way out of here. Second home run of the game for Northeastern. And DiLoretto's 3rd home run of the day kickstarts the attack.
They are showing up on a Sunday. They are ready to roll. Once again, it's another fastball inside part of the plate. You could tell this team is ready to go. They want the sweep and they want it bad. It's a missed spot by David Harrison. It's a fastball on the inside part of the plate. DiLoretto absolutely tattoos that ball over the left field wall.
This was a team that hit 5 home runs in Northeastern entering the weekend. 2 big ones today. And that left field line will be a power alley with how the wind's blowing out. So far, it's the Huskies taking advantage with the long ball. And now Spencer Smith watches strike 1. So it's death by 1,000 cuts, right? A run in each of the first 3 innings. All of a sudden, Northeastern has mounted a nice little lead here in Game 3. This fly ball will stay in the park. Peyton Green calling for it and making a nice catch. Because that's the offense NC State has been unable to manufacture, that one run at a time, very situational hitting.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the Huskies have done. You know, they've gotten guys on and they've had those big hits. And obviously today showing off the power a little bit, but NC State just, like I said, hasn't had any rhythm to their offense all weekend long. And credit that to these Northeastern starters. They know what they're doing. They attack. They are not afraid of this high-powered offense.
Best way to beat an offense is to put up your own offense, and Northeastern scored 8 yesterday, 6 more on Friday, and looking well on that trend here in Game 3. Bazo goes down on the changeup. It's 0-2. Been a tough weekend in terms of strikeouts. That's 4 punch-outs for Bazo so far. Harrison wants his 5th, and he lays off. Not a ton of mistakes for Harrison. Only 3 hits allowed, but 2 of them have been gone in an instant. 1-2's fought away.
Really staying away right here. And that's how we got him swinging on his last strikeout in his first at-bat. See if he tries to come in. Those were the 2 home runs have been. Fastballs on the inside part of the plate.
Now the 1-2 evens the count. There's something to be said about being patient at the plate, and Northeastern has really worked the pitch count. Harrison gearing up for pitch 60 with only 1 out in this 4th inning. Here's the 2-2. And it's driven high into left field. Palali drifts towards the bullpen, and he runs out of room.
I like Harrison going back inside. One thing, if you're a pitcher in any level, you cannot be afraid to pitch inside. Whether you've given up a couple home runs, whether you've hit a batter or 2, you cannot be afraid to keep going inside. That is where you're going to make your money. Let's see if he goes back with that changeup on the outside part of the plate now that he's come in.
Retired Baza with a fastball his first time up. Goes to the changeup that time, and listen to a former catcher in Andrew Simpson for the punch out. Give him 3.
Yeah, it's a good sequence right there. You know, he stays away early on the count, comes hard in, and then goes right back to that changeup on the outside part of the plate. It's a really good sequence. It's a nice job battling back after giving up that home run early in this inning.
I knew you still had the knack for calling pitches.
Hey, you got to. You never lose it, right? It's like riding a bike. I just wish I had that knack when I was hitting. Understand what pitchers were trying to do to me.
May have helped your batting average a touch.
A touch.
As there's Luke Beckstein at the plate, who keeps his batting average perfect. A sac fly back in the 2nd inning. It's a hard chopper off the body of Josh Hood and a base hit for Beckstein. So once again, Andrew, an extended inning with 2 outs.
Yep, and it's like I said, put the ball in play, make things happen. The Huskies have done it all weekend. This is a hard shot over the, third base. Once again, it's an NC State fielder getting himself into a bad hop. I think if Hood takes 1 step forward and tries to field that ball with one hand in front of him, I think he makes that play. He just gets caught up flat-footed over there at third base.
So Costello, the home run hero of the 1st inning, watches strike 1. And this is not a home run offense for Northeastern. Last year, 54 home runs, but 20 of those hit by 1 player in Jared Dupree, the All-CAA Player of the Year. It's a different attack here in 22. The man we talked about home runs all week, Tommy White. He's still sitting with 1 hit on the series, yet to get his power stroke going. But like we talked about, it can't all be via the home run for NC State. It has to come in different ways this weekend.
Yeah, I think they found their ways. I think they've done a really good job. There's a big swing right there by Costello, trying to match that home run from the 1st inning.
Talked about the emphasis in the weight room. Jeff Costello is built well. Strong-bodied right fielder. He's got some pop. First home run back in the 1st inning. Harrison looks to make quick work of him, and an opposite field shot to Groover. It's a nice play to end the inning. Not before Northeastern smacks a solo shot by Corey DiLoretto. And it's 3-0 Northeastern. We go to the bottom of the fourth. NC State welcomes a quintuplet of transfers. Think about that word 5 times fast. Including LaJames Groover, the do-it-all utility man out of Charlotte, freshman of the year in Conference USA last season. His fellow teammate joins the party. And there's Josh Hood from Penn, his first year with the Wolfpack. Couple of impact bats joining the party in year one.
Yeah, and all of those guys have kind of made a little bit of an impact so far here at NC State. Like I said, I think it was Friday night we talked about kind of NC State dipping into that transfer portal. You haven't seen it much in the last couple of years, but this year they've got some guys. And
they had to replace 80% of the offense, so it needed to come quickly.
I think they've done a good job of that. Obviously not this weekend, but.
Groover looks for his 4th hit of the series, and off the glove of Vieira. There's a leadoff single for NC State. Maybe it'll get things started here in the 4th.
I was going to say, if Vieira made another diving play, I was going to go out there and tip the cap for him. He has been very, very good so far defensively on the weekend.
Max Vieira has robbed 4 hits by my count, and we're just 2 games in. In steps Tommy White, who's been a victim of a couple of those defensive plays. First test for Wyatt Scotty here in the 4th, and gives up a ground ball. Could be 2. Vieira starts it and turned. Tommy White grounds out 6-4-3.
Yeah, when we talked about the confidence to throw any pitch in any certain count and to change up first pitch, just gets Tommy White out in front of that. Once again, another great job by Vieira starting this double play. A little 6-4-3 action. Good turn.
Because to your point, if that's a fastball, Tommy had a chance to spread it over the left field wall. Said he's out in front, and that's pretty routine. 4th double play of the series for Northeastern, and Josh Hood pops one up. Boy, this could be a quick inning as Costello gives chase and runs out of room.
That's what we talked about, the timely defensive plays of this Northeastern team. It's taken NC State out, all momentum away from them. You know, you get a guy on, you expect something to happen. They just haven't been able to get any type of rhythm in this offense so far.
The shift is perfect to Beckstein, who gets the job done. Wow, that's a quick inning. Less than 10 pitches for Wyatt Scotty to escape the 4th. Northeastern starting pitching has told the story. David Harrison working with a 3-run deficit. It's taken him 66 pitches to get to this point. Boy, a 0 will be important for NC State here on the mound.
Yeah, very important. Like I said, all momentum has just been stopped by this Northeastern defense. They've made the plays. They've done everything correct so far on the weekend. Timely hitting.
The energy has been sucked out of this building. They had a sold-out crowd yesterday, 2,000 plus all 3 days. And all they've seen is Northeastern pitch the ball very well. 3 dominant starters. Justin Boslin, who hits second, chops one foul. It's been an offense, too, that has found the right times to get hits. 4 runs with 2 outs yesterday, a couple of productive innings early in this game. There just hasn't been a chance for this crowd to cheer quite yet.
No, they really haven't. You know, like I said, if you're an opposing team, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to take the crowd out of it early on. That's exactly what they've done. Friday night, 4 runs in the first. Yesterday, 2 runs. Today, a home run. They've done a great job of keeping the crowd out and playing their game.
Boslin goes down via the breaking ball, and David Harrison gets his 4th strikeout. So Harrison settling in his 3rd start of the year. That's a nice pitch.
Yeah, it is a nice pitch. And once again, David Harrison has to step up for this NC State team. It's a good slider right there. You want to get your team, back in that dugout. Make this Northeastern team not sit for long as they get a nice little visit here from Coach Chrysler.
Action ready in the NC State bullpen. Let's see how Clint Chrysler handles this moment. A string of right-handers coming up for Northeastern. This might seem to be a change in order based on the body language.
Yeah, and 70 pitches on the day. You have ACC starting next weekend, so you're trying to get the most out of your starters as much as possible here in the 5th, but they're going to go to the bullpen.
So David Harrison's day is done. 4 1/3 innings of work. No starter for the Wolfpack get into the 6th inning. So in comes Baker Nelson, the hard throw out of Fuquay Arena. Will take a timeout as the Wolfpack go to the bullpen. What's the old saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Baker Nelson has been flame-throwing pitches out of the pen. Last 2 appearances, 6 strikeouts in 2 innings of work.
Yeah, this is someone that they trust coming out of the bullpen. Obviously been here for a little bit here at NC State, a local guy. Obviously an inflated ERA with a small sample size this season, but someone that they definitely want to start getting to and going to early out of the bullpen, starting with ACC play starting next weekend.
This is the 4th year for Baker Nelson. 39 appearances, kind of scattered around, especially heavy innings as a freshman. You see David Harrison exiting after 70 pitches. So it'll be up to the bullpen the rest of the way here on a warm and sunny Sunday.
I thought Harrison threw well. Only 2 earned runs. It was the 2 home runs, just mistake pitches, missed locations on fastballs, but I thought he threw pretty well today.
Now he faces Mike Serrata, so a heavy dose of right-handed hitters against Baker Nelson. Look at that looping curveball. It stays inside.
That thing is nasty. It has some late hard break on it.
Love the body language of the catcher, Godwin, too, trying to buy the pitch for his man on the hill. Godwin gets real low in that 1/4 stance, and it's knocked to left field for a base hit. So that time it hung up in the air, and Serrata collects his 5th hit of the series.
Yeah, you're not going to beat that guy up in the zone. Serrata's such a good hitter. Keeps hands above baseball. Just a looping off-speed pitch. Sees it up. That's all you need to do with that pitch right there.
For the true freshman, Mike Serrata has now posted a hit in every game of his young career. A true standout in his first season. In steps Max Vieira, the savvy veteran, all-conference CAA last year, watching a strike. We mentioned Danny Crossan out as a fellow All-CAA member. Well, Vieira has filled his shoes, especially on defense. Oh, this ball gets away from Tommy White. Maybe a chance for 2 bases. Instead, holding up there at second. And those are the type of mistakes that have happened all weekend long.
I was going to say, how many times have we seen that play exactly this weekend? I think that's probably the 3rd or 4th time that pitcher has thrown away on a pickoff, and that's what the MO of Northeastern has been all season. Let's get on the base, let's run. That's what they want to do.
It's not a stolen base, but the 29 steals creates that threat in the mind of a pitcher.
Exactly.
Now the 0-1 goes back to the plate. Vieira chops it to right, and there's a base hit. Looking to send him to the plate, and a quick hold sign. So smart decision by Coach Glavin. It does result in 1st and 3rd and 1 out.
It's a nice job by Marcy out there in right field, deking with the catch. As you see, he throws his glove up a little bit early on. Makes a pretty good throw. Saves that double play opportunity here for NC State.
That would have been a tough call to the plate if you're Coach Glavin with a 3-run lead. Wants his offense to go to work. So here's Mark Durachi, who's now 2 for 7 in the series. Chance for a 3rd hit, and it gets down. Situational baseball once again from Northeastern, and back-to-back singles extend the lead.
And once again, it's right there. That's where the mistakes have compounded for NC State. That guy gets to 3rd base, off the error. It's just a matter of the timely hitting. Northeastern's done it all weekend long. It's a great job of staying on that pitch, driving it the other way.
And how quickly do you get the bullpen ready here for NC State? That breaking ball is hanging over the plate.
Yeah, it really is. It doesn't look as sharp, and he keeps going back to it, which obviously right there, it's a good fastball on the inside part of the plate. That's your bread and butter. To go to it. Make them hit your best pitch.
And a dangerous hitter here in Corey DiLoretto with Kanan Silver warming in the pen. Matched his whole home run total from last year in 1 swing the last time up. This could be 2. And Tommy White goes the simple way, never easy as it sounds, to Baker Nelson. I don't know if it's just a nervousness or maybe a bit of pressure on this NC State defense, but every play has been difficult today.
Yeah, it really has. And like I said, the youth of this NC State team, I think it really has shown defensively. It looks like the speed of the game has just not, been caught up to by the young players here in the infield. And that's something that's the biggest change from high school to, obviously high Division I baseball. It's the speed of the game. Everything happens a lot quicker. You have to be ready to make decisions on a whim.
And it looks like Clint Chrysler is going to go to Kanan Silver in this spot. A 5th inning that started with a quick out recorded by David Harris and then a call to the bullpen immediately. So here comes Kanan into the game. And all of a sudden, with 2 outs in the 5th, this is a crucial moment for the NC State pen.
Yeah, it really is. You have to stop the bleeding right here to keep it at 4 to give your offense any type of shot at coming back and winning this ball game.
So with that, Baker Nelson's day is done. He allows 3 hits, gets an out, and it'll be up to Kanan Silver here in the 5th. Another pitching change for the Wolfpack, looking to keep this deficit at 4. So tight spot for Kanan Silver in this 5th inning. The true senior who did a nice job in his last outing. 2 innings scoreless last Sunday against Quinnipiac. Getting his post-baccalaureate degree here as a 6th-year senior. And clearly, his job is to get 1 big out and get out of this inning.
Yeah, you need that 1 big out too, or unless this thing's going to blow open here in the 5th. This is a high leverage situation. You want to keep the bleeding here at 4, not let it get any more.
As Spencer Smith pokes one foul. You need some of that Kinesio tape and then some tight bandage if you're Kanan Silver to escape what's been a pesky and very boisterous Northeastern club. They've exploded for 4 runs on 7 hits. Every inning, pressure on the bases. That ball stays up. So Harrison, Nelson, and now Silver here in this 5th inning. That's a big strike 2. It all started with a Mike Serrata single, a couple of base hits later. I mentioned for Northeastern they average 6 runs a game. This is a chance to match that here in the 5th and really put some pressure on NC State. As the 1-2 is drilled foul.
And how many 2-out runs has Northeastern scored, over the course of these now 3 games? They've just been very impressive, and we talked about it earlier. Just extend the inning, keep these pitchers going.
It's at least 6 runs with 2 outs by my count, and could be a few more with another 2-out rally mounting. As this ball sprayed into shallow center, tough play for Green, and it's late. The second run comes in, and Northeastern catches Tommy White sleeping.
Once again, inexperienced play right there by Tommy White. You have to understand the situation. There's guys on base. This NC State defense has not been very good all weekend. You could see Peyton Green try to round that ball. You have to cut that thing off with it being so slowly hit. And there at the end of the play, Tommy White going back to argue.
Lost track of the runner as Durachi came in to score. Now the runner's off for second, little hit and run fouled away. I tell you, Northeastern's ability to recognize that moment and Mike Glavin sending Durachi, that's a smart call.
It's fundamental baseball. They are, you can't talk about enough about this Northeastern team. They will beat you fundamentally, and they've done it all weekend long.
That's now 8 runs with 2 outs in the series for Northeastern. There was a moment for Peyton Green there, because if you make the play, it's fantastic. But to your point, second time now in a week. You think back to the game Wednesday at Campbell. Was a little slow on a chopper and that allowed 2 runs to score. Same type of situation, and it's costly here in this 5th inning. Those are the freshman moments that these guys will learn from defensively. It's just hard to learn it this early in the year.
Yeah, and you have to go through the growing pains, right? You know, everyone does it. It's just a matter of when it happens. And obviously this weekend and this past week has been the time for these guys. But you have to understand that, you know, a ball that's hit like it was right there by Smith, it's not getting to you. You have to create your speed. So you have to cut that thing off instead of rounding it off.
And that slight delay allowed 2 runs to score. There's a good strikeout for Silver to end the threat. Not before Northeastern plays some Little League baseball. Certainly helps. 2 runs on an infield single. And the Huskies now lead 6-0, silencing this crowd through 4.5. What a start for Northeastern here in Game 3. Really silencing this awesome crowd in Raleigh for the first 2 days. So 2 more runs, actually 3 runs in fact, in the 5th. And for a starting pitching staff that has yet to allow a run in 3 starts, this is a tough task for an NC State lineup that came in averaging 13 runs a game. So far they have 7 total runs in the series. That's a great sinker from Wyatt Scotty.
Yeah, as impressive as these starters have been from Northeastern, it's obviously makes it a lot easier for them to pitch with the lead. They haven't really lost a lead all weekend. Yesterday the game got tied 2-2, but that's as far as it went. Makes it a lot easier for, you know, a veteran group that throws strikes, gets outs, gets a lot of ground balls. They've done it all this weekend.
Here's the 2-1, and Palali shoots one high into center field. Mike Serrata with room. Now it drifts into left. Whoa, the true freshman had a long way to go on that catch. I know that ball can tail off a left-hander's bat, but that ball took a wicked spin.
Yeah, that thing kept going. Wind now shifted a little bit towards left center. Once again, we go back to the no rhythm in the NC State offense.
So here's Will Marcy, who blasted a home run yesterday to kickstart the rally. Today he hit an absolute missile to third base. It was turned into a double play. That was probably the moment where Northeastern knew things were really clicking. It was the 2nd inning, just a 2-0 lead, and that type of stop kickstarts the offense for a quick response. There's another fly ball to center. Not the day to hit long fly balls in this park, so 2 quick outs.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be the opposite after seeing that first inning. Costello goes deep. Grover put a ball to the warning track.
20 home runs in this park in the first 10 games. That's a high clip. You do wonder, though, in a 6-0 game, it's hard to live by the home run, especially at this juncture. What a quick inning defensively. Tough play by Beckstein, and Northeastern's clicking on all cylinders. Pitching, defense, and a lead here in Game 3. Let's go to the 6th inning on ACC Network Extra. Elliot Avon searching for answers here on a tough weekend start. His program comes off a College World Series appearance. Certainly a team that had to replace a lot of production offensively. These moments happen in the season. Think back to last year with a 1-9 start in conference. How does this club find its rhythm? Maybe not for today's game, but moving forward starting this week.
It's the leadership. You know, it's a young team, a lot of first-year guys here in the lineup. It is a matter of someone stepping up and, you know, putting an end to it. It's in the locker room, holding everyone accountable, understanding what you're playing for this season. There's
what a
nice
hot
play.
shot to Josh Hood. And a nice snag from Luke Beckstein. Well, he asked for leadership. The Penn transfer here makes a nice play.
Yeah, and he seems to be, you know, one of the guys that can get this offense going. Defensively, he's been very good all weekend. Like I said, it's just a matter of someone stepping up. You know, you need the leadership to kind of take over the coaching. That's the big thing that really good teams do. Coaching stays out of it, and it's all about the players within the locker room. So that's what they're going to have to figure out.
Here's Jeff Costello at the top of the lineup. Almost gets hit there. You see Costello with the home run in the first inning. It was a 3-1 count, and that silenced this crowd right away. One of 2 home runs today for the Huskies. Talk about a perfect Sunday to have your dog outside and play some fetch. Huskies and Wolfpack battling it out. There was a Frisbee home run by Costello deep into the corner. His first time as he watches a tennis ball for strike 1. Caden Silver gives up another base hit. That's a rocketed single for Costello, his second of the day. And once again, Andrew, it's up in the count, a quick inning, and then all of a sudden, boom, a base hit kills momentum.
It's a fastball out over the middle of the plate, belt high. You know, these guys haven't missed on that pitch all weekend long. They're going to hit the mistakes you have to locate against this team.
So Caden Silver has his work cut out for him. Here's Justin Boslin. And now every time an NC State arm throws to first, you have to hold your breath for a quick minute.
These fans have seen that a little bit too much this weekend.
No stolen bases for the Huskies today, but now Costello's egging them on. And Boslin misses the breaking ball.
Yeah, it's a slow get-me-over breaking ball that Boslin. You could see the frustration of missing that pitch.
There's a strike. Caden Silver asked to extend himself third outing. Both have been multiple inning appearances. This could be the type of equation today. Bridge the gap in the 6th, maybe even the 7th, and try to keep this game within a touchdown.
That's the thing, once again, like last inning, gives up 3 runs, but no balls hit very hard.
Godman.
And these mistakes just pile on here for NC State. Another pass ball.
How much of that is the runner on the move they're putting in the minds of Godman?
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to make a play, right? So you obviously have to do your best, but that ball just sneaks through the 5-hole. Just not getting the glove down.
Remember, Northeastern came into this series with 25 steals. They've added 8 stolen bases this weekend, an uber-aggressive club. Now sliding up to 3rd in the country in total stolen bases. They run a lot as Boslin pokes one foul. And even that threat of the running game has forced NC State out of its rhythm on the mound.
Yeah, it really has. It's forced them to make mistakes. You know, it's something that if you're a good defensive team, you kind of withhold it, and you know it in the back of your mind, but you're making long holds. You know, you're quick pitching.
The runner is off for 3rd, and here's a rundown. Hood back to Green to tag out the runner, and a smart pickoff move by Kanan Silver.
Yeah, and you've seen that a lot this weekend from NC State, doing the inside move, finally getting one of those guys at second base. He was going on that first movement. Something that you got to hold and watch there at second base.
And that's a risk that Mike Lavin's willing to take, because if Silver goes to the plate, that's an easy steal of 3rd, so it goes both ways. Now a chance for a quick inning, and with the breaking ball, Kanan Silver brings some life to this crowd in Raleigh. Let's see if the bats can do the same when we return for the bottom of the 6th. The moment you've all been waiting for, the best matchup of the day, the Husky and the Wolf, not only in the ballpark, but as an animal species. So the Wolf's largely a much larger creature. The Husky has a longer lifespan, of course, more of a northern and colder temperature animal. But the Wolf, of course, with the longer teeth, more of a canine and attack animal. We haven't seen that from the NC State Bats, but these Huskies, man, they travel in large packs. It makes for quite a dandy of a Sunday.
I got nothing for you.
I mean,
have you thought about Animal Planet, commentary?
Well, think about, man's best friend, of course, is the dog.
Is the dog.
And the pitcher's best friend is the shortstop in Peyton Green, who swings through a changeup. Pitching, they throw the Frisbees out to the dogs, and then they play catch, and they go back.
That's impressive now. Those, cross fields that they do at halftime shows.
I mean, the Puppy Bowl on Super Bowl Sunday is always a treat. How about that hot shot off the body of the third baseman, Spencer Smith? And it's a treat for Peyton Green with the infield single. A puppy of this infield, if you will, this freshman shortstop.
This is the one play that Smith doesn't make on the day. Gets down, makes good eye level. Not much you could do right there.
So a hard shot single for Peyton Green, his third hit of the series. And in steps Jacob Godman. He had a bunt single his first time up. Very creative. Man, only 58 pitches for Wyatt Scotty through 5 innings. He has been cruising to this point.
8 last inning, 6 the one before that.
Every time the Wolfpack have looked to threaten, a double play or a defensive play have ended an opportunity. And now a fly ball that could be caught. That's in the Bermuda Triangle that Bosland can't catch up to.
Once again, I'm going to go back to just them not being on time with a fastball. You know, it's an 0-1 pitch, but you need to be ready to go, have aggressive hacks. You haven't seen many aggressive swings from this offense all weekend. To let something loose here.
Jacob Godman hit .325 at Southern Nevada. Had 63 hits, very productive last year. The Las Vegas native awaits the 0-2. And could be a double play. Vieira starts it. It's the third double play for Northeastern. Another sharp defensive moment.
Ground ball machines, these Northeastern pitchers are. We talked about timely hitting, timely defense. They are getting everything done here. Fundamental baseball. Once again, just a non-aggressive swing, 0-2.
So NC State grounds into its 5th double play of the series. You don't see that too often. And Devontae Brown watches ball 1. There's a reason all 3 starting pitchers have now combined to work into the 6th for Northeastern and have yet to allow a run. It's hard to repeat this type of performance, but with a staff like this, you can tell why Elliott Avon's offense is struggling and why many in the CAA could not get hits off Northeastern last year. A staff ERA in the mid-3s.
Yeah, I mean, they've been impressive, and I think it's all about pounding the zone, attacking the hitters, not being too cute and trying to hit spots. They've gone after these guys. They've thrown off speed and fastball counts. They've mixed it up. They've climbed ladders, going up in the elevate that fastball.
And again, a fastball down the middle that Brown misses.
It's a 3-1 count. You cannot miss on a fastball down the middle on that.
Give credit to Kevin Cobb, 10-year pitching coach. He's developed 4 drafted pitchers in the last 5 drafts. So a lot of development on the pitching side for Northeastern. It leads to a 3-2 that misses low, and Scotty knew it. It's interesting when players understand how momentum can play a factor, and Wyatt Scotty there wants the punch out for another quick 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, you definitely, obviously what Northeastern has done all weekend is extended innings. NC State not so much. But yeah, he's not happy with himself right there. After 2 quick outs, you fall behind.
Kevin Cobb's pitching staffs 4 times in his tenure have been in the top 100 in ERA in the country. Groomed the likes of Aaron Saval of the Indians, Dustin Hunt now in AAA. And a quick inning could happen here. Third baseman Smith steps up. Once again, great defense by the Huskies. 6 scoreless innings for Wyatt Scotty. NC State can't get the offense going today. one of the right-handed arms of the future. Carson Kelly enters now in the top of the 7th. A projected starter in the next 2 years, but stepping up here in the weekend role. His dad and his grandfather all attended NC State, so in the lineage, here he comes in for his 3rd career appearance, trying to shut the door in the 7th.
Yeah, once again, someone they really like coming out of the bullpen. You know, now I think it's a matter of getting guys their work in game situation. You know, you got UNC Greensboro during the week and then jump right into ACC play. It's going to be difficult, especially if the woes continue that they've seen this weekend.
So let's see what NC State's bullpen can do here. They have had a tough go of it holding these deficits. And Carson Kelly, who threw an inning on Wednesday, goes right back to it. Now he faces Mike Serrata. We talk about young guns with potential. He picked up another hit his last time up, so 5 hits in the series. And every time NC State has shown any sign of life, Northeastern's been right there to either quench the fire or ignite a run or two for support.
It's been impressive. Tomley defense, they played good defense all weekend, but the double plays today, 3 double plays today, they have stopped the bleeding. They've not let any momentum get towards the NC State dugout.
Kelly's fastball catches the inside corner. Carson Kelly, who can touch 90 to 92 with a sleeping slurve. It's an added piece he's worked on here in his first full offseason in the fall and into the spring. There's Exhibit A, strike 2.
Yeah, he works quick, which I like. Pounds the zone, keeps it down the zone too.
I knew you as a former catcher would love a quick working pitcher.
That's what you need. You know, playing all around the infield. Baseball can get boring when you got a guy just, you know, not throwing strikes and taking a long time to get things going. But right there, Carson Kelly finally gets Serrata out.
It's the 7th strikeout for the NC State Arms today. Runs in the 1st, 2nd, and 4th innings for Northeastern. Then a big 3-run spot sparked by Vieira here in the 5th. He watches strike 1. Remember, Northeastern earned its first ever top 10 win in program history on Friday. Now a chance to pull out the sweep, which was not the expectation coming in. Many thought Northeastern was good enough with his staff to maybe make a game or two difficult, maybe not to this level. Credit to that man, Mike Glavitt and his club coming in as Vieira punches one to right. Nice adjustment of the diving catch for Will Marcy.
You talk about things not looking easy defensively for NC State. That's another one. It's a kind of a line drive out to right field with Marcy. He gets turned around quite a bit. Not sure if you just didn't see it off the bat. You could see him turn right here and then turn right back.
He starts in, he goes back, he turns left, and makes the play.
It's a little bit of an adventure out there in right field.
The Raleigh native learning about the woods at Doak Field at Dale Park in right field. So 2 quick outs for Kelly. And Durachi works ahead. Northeastern gears up for its first home game of the season. They'll host UMass on Tuesday, fresh off what could be a 4th straight victory. And Durachi goes down on the fastball.
I'll tell you, a weekend like this for Northeastern definitely makes the trip back up north.
And that's a bus ride home.
A lot easier, a lot more fun.
NC State has to shake the rust off with UNC Greensboro. Very solid club out of the SoCon coming up in the midweek. And a 5-pitch walk. How about that? Another chance for a 1-2-3 inning, and Durachi earns the walk.
Once again, extend the inning. Offensively, that's what you want to do every single inning, and Northeastern's done a great job at it. You just see the body language of most of these NC State players. Get quick 2 outs, then guy gets on, and it's like, oh, here we go again.
8 runs with 2 outs in this series for Northeastern. They've been pesky at the plate as that wiffle ball stays outside. I'll tell you, that home run for Corey DiLoretto in the 4th was not only a missile, it just took the life out of this place. Made it 3-0, and the offense continued from there. As Kelly's now missed 5 of his last 6.
Like you said, there's been great crowds on hand that you see right there. Silence. Silent all weekend long for the Wolfpack faithful.
Silenced by great starting pitching from Northeastern. It is college baseball. There's a lot of time in this season. Now, what is worrisome is conference play begins next Friday against Notre Dame, and it's a top 15 team right off the jump.
Yeah, there's no easy weekend in the ACC. You know, in the past, you've seen a couple, and there's a hard hit ball again.
Marcy on the move, and he makes a nice catch. Well, that's a good sign for NC State. Will Marcy up to the task in right field. Middle of the lineup with Tommy Tanks to lead things off when we return. You got to get the right angle for the selfie. That's very important on a bright and sunny day here at Doak Field at Dale Park. Awesome crowd on hand. There's a lot of people checking their phones. That must be that women's basketball score. Or they're trying to film the nation's leader in home runs, Tommy White, to lead off this inning.
Struggled all weekend long, trying to get something going here for NC State. See if he starts him back up with that changeup. And he does.
Wyatt Scotty induced a double play on that exact changeup. Last time up for Tommy White, who now in this series is 1 for 10 at the plate. Some of the freshman growing pains that become a factor. White rolls one foul.
Yeah, you got to stay through that. You could see everything coming off those changeups. These NC State hitters trying to do too much damage. You got to stay through the middle of the field.
Because Wyatt Scotty has cruised 70 pitches in 6 innings, all scoreless. And White watches a front door breaking ball.
It's a really good breaking ball, too.
Scotty on 1 and 2. And Deuce's weak contact to Max Vieira. That's been the place of no return for Tommy White. He's now 0 for 3.
Once again, out ahead, not trying to, stay through that pitch. You're trying to drive that right back up the middle. These NC State hitters just do not have an answer to the Northeastern pitching staff this weekend.
So Wyatt Scotty today, just looking at the outs so far, 9 ground ball outs, 5 fly balls, 3 double plays, a lot of weak contact.
Weak contact, ground balls. As a pitching staff, that's exactly what you want to do. Josh Hood going with the no glove look here. Old school. I like it.
He's a throwback player with 4 hits in this series. And looks like the catcher, Bazo, calls time. Some dirt got in his eye. That is never fun on a windy and humid day. Another ground ball. Oh, nice diving effort by Smith. I tell you, Spencer Smith has earned the start the last 2 days at third. He's been great over there.
Yeah, he really has. He plays with a lot of energy, understands the game. Still think he plays very deep.
And those are some
for a third baseman.
Ray-Bans he has on. Well, actually, those are Oakley's.
Those are Oakley's.
My apologies.
I mean, Josh Hood has some good speed. He could lay one down as well.
And it goes down on the changeup for strike 2. Wyatt Scotty just 4 hits allowed in this start through 6 in the third. Here's the 1-2.
Still 0 earned runs from this starting staff at Northeastern.
8 innings from Schlittler, 6 for Keene. And now it's Scotty working into the 7th. And gives up a rocket foul ball. Elliot Avent kept his lineup much the same after game 2, hoping things would shake up with some early offense, and has not come here against Wyatt Scotty, who has jammed Hood inside all day. He'll live with those foul balls.
Yeah, he'll take those all day long. See if he goes back to that changeup, kind of outer half. It's one thing if you're Josh Hood right here, you're trying to drive this back up the middle.
Another 2-2.
Fastball.
Works the count full. Only 1 walk for Wyatt Scotty, and he was furious with himself. A 2-out walk in the 6th. He complements it with 2 strikeouts. Putting the ball in play, letting his defense work. Exhibit A.
See right there, that's a huge swing. You know, 3-2. Aggressive, which I like, but you have to understand the situation. You're down 6. You need to stay through yourself. Drive something here, gap to gap.
Hood has reached base 5 times in this series. And now 6 as that goes way up and in. So a 1-out walk for Josh Hood. And even that walk brings a little sign of life for this Stokeford Del Park crowd. I tell you, maybe even just 1 run could shake the entire complexion of this offense.
Yeah, and did last night. You know, I think that's probably the most competitive at-bat we've seen all day, just from a, you know, stick-around standpoint. A couple foul balls, a couple good swings. And here we go again with Palali up. Smith playing that shortstop position. Does he think about laying one down?
You have asked it 100 times.
I have. I'm going to continue to ask it.
And instead, chasing a changeup outside. It's tough. Palali has great power with 2 home runs, a couple extra base hits, and you're right, that defense is wide open on the left side.
Just so much room down the line. It's basically giving you a hit. Palali runs pretty well. You have to make the perfect play.
Another fly ball. This is a long run for Spencer Smith, who runs out of room. We've seen Palali pop up a couple of pitches today, 2 flyouts to center. There have been a lot of missed barrels for this NC State offense. They came in hitting .342. That average has dropped in a hurry in the last 3 games.
A lot of missed barrels. Not on time with fastballs. Getting beat by the secondary stuff.
And the 0-2 is nubbed foul.
It's just going back to, you know, knowing the situation. He's beat you with changeup in probably all 3 of your at-bats so far. And right there, it's just another changeup on the outside part of the plate that he's trying to pull. So much room on the left side. Like I said, it's a lot easier sitting up here saying that.
Well, and a Northeastern pitching staff that has been brutally tough to hitters.
Yep.
All 3 starters work into the 7th. And no earned runs allowed. That's incredible.
Come back with changeup right here. See if he beats him this time.
See the grip coming on 0-2. And it works for the punch out. 3rd K for Scotty.
Yeah, I mean, that's, as a pitcher, that's easy stuff right there. You got a guy, left-handed hitter, trying to pull everything. Eyes coming off of it, trying to do too much. Pitcher's going to win that battle 10 out of 10 times.
So a pressing Dom Palali goes down via the punch out. And here's Will Marcy. Where is the offense going to come from for NC State? A 1-out walk. There have only been 1 runner on second today. It was Godman back in the 3rd inning. A lot of questions for a club that's in danger of dropping their 4th straight. The potential is there. It's just putting it all together. Hard ground ball off the glove of Smith. And station to station on the infield single.
He is one guy who's hit the ball very hard all weekend with his start yesterday and here today. Does a good job keeping the hands back right there. Once again, Smith getting a glove on it.
Spencer Smith is a competitive infielder.
Unbelievable over there.
Because that should have been a double and an RBI. And instead, it's forcing a meeting here with pitching coach Kevin Cobb. That's the luxury of a veteran team for Northeastern. 5 seniors, 5 juniors. And action warming Eric Yost, the New York product, out of the bullpen. Haven't had to use the bullpen very much for Northeastern. Just a combined 3 relievers in the first 2 games.
And a solid 3 relievers at that.
No worry for Wyatt Scotty, who has been excellent in his first 2 starts against against Penn State, same conference, and against Merrimack last Sunday. By the way, Michigan's down here in Greenville, North Carolina. They've dropped 2 of 3 in the Clark LeClaire Classic at ECU. Maryland, another Big Ten power. They're off to an 8-1 start, one of their best ever in program history. Here's Eddie Eisert, who would love to get on for the first time today.
Now let's see if he gets on time with the fastball here. You got to expect it. Doesn't want to go 3-0 and load the bases up with a potential walk. See if he gets on time with an aggressive swing.
A 2-out rally for NC State. And instead, a fly ball out. Drifting back and with room. There's a catch on the warning track. So another long fly ball out for the Wolfpack, who in this ball game are 2 of 7 hitting with 2 outs. Not getting the job done through 7 innings. Here's what's cooking for NC State coming up at a very good Greensboro club, and they're welcoming Notre Dame this upcoming weekend, hitting the road at Florida State for the 2nd week of conference play.
Doesn't get any easier, right? It's a matter of kind of getting through this week, understanding what you failed at, what have struggled, offensive struggles, defensive struggles. Got to get better this week and get back at it.
So here's Spencer Smith, who swings over the top of a breaking ball. Nice outing for Carson Kelly in relief. There's been some major positives for NC State. It just hasn't been consistent enough to really get things going, as that ball did go, and he did. Darren Spagnardi rung him up for strike 2. Get a clutch hit in the 5th. You see those 2 RBI to extend this lead for Northeastern. And a strikeout. So Godman goes to first, and Carson Kelly with his 2nd K.
We talked about NC State starters, actually Northeastern starters, being able to throw pitches that just move left and right, up and down. Carson Kelly is the exact guy for NC State. Everything that he throws is moving a good, 3-4 inches. Show bunt right there. Might as well.
And we've seen Northeastern expose the defense for NC State a couple of times on that play. I love the style that Northeastern plays. Now, it is a very unordinary offense, but it puts a lot of pressure on the opposing defense.
It really does. And NC State has shown the flaws to come with that. They've struggled with those types of situations on the weekend. A couple of bunts have beaten them. I think the youngness of this team has really shown. And you have to, you're 2 weeks into the season, about to be 3 weeks into the season. You need to figure it out. A little self-check in the locker room.
The 0-2 slider is back-to-back punch-outs for Carson Kelly. Well, that's a solid performance. Nearly 2 scoreless innings.
Once again, everything moves. That slider right there, it's good movement, good late movement. Even his, fastball will come in. It's a good 2-seam on the inside part of the plate that he throws, arm side run. He's looked good for NC State so far today. Definitely one positive that you can take out this weekend.
So after Bozzo picks up the golden sombrero of strikeouts, here comes Luke Beckstein.
Been there before. Worn that sombrero a couple times.
And it's been a tough series for Bozzo behind the plate, but he's been good defensively. There's a swing and a miss for Beckstein. This NC State staff, 9 strikeouts as a unit. Now they've struggled with 2 outs, 4 2-out hits for Northeastern today, but they've done a nice job early.
Just misses right there.
Carson Kelly working quickly here on a Sunday and gives up, you guessed it, another 2-out base hit cut off by Devontae Brown. And Luke Beckstein with his 6th hit of the series.
You want to take a guess at where that pitch was?
Right over the middle.
Right over the middle. Belt high. Once again, aggressive swings. Doesn't matter the count from this Northeastern team. You cannot miss your locations against this team. They are too good. They hit fastballs. And they love to extend innings.
So with that, the 10th hit for Northeastern. NC State's been held to 5 hits in this game. Very rare. So let's see how things change for the Huskies at the plate. As Costello flies out for what should be the final out over to Peyton Green. And we go to break. Northeastern up 6-0 as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
Champions. For the third year in a row, AC NC State ACC champions.
You're seeing the action from Greensboro as the #1 seed NC State and Elisa Cunane win another conference tournament, 3 straight for the Wolfpack. This was a team that had to battle the lights of Louisville all season long for the regular season title, and a wonderful celebration on Sunday.
That doesn't get old, does it? Winning championships, a little three-peat in the ACC. Wes Moore has done a phenomenal job here at NC State just to put them into that situation.
A team that'll definitely be a top 4 national team. They'll host all the way through. There's some good talented basketball teams in this area. South Carolina, NC State. You see regionals in 10 of the last 11 years for the baseball squad. And a base hit to lead off the inning. Well, here we go. Peyton Green, the freshman, with a base hit.
That's exactly what he did to start off in the 6th as well. Lead off base hit, but once again, the rhythm of this offense just hasn't been able to get anything going. See if that is a little bit of a spark here in the 8th.
Facing a new arm in Eric Yost, who was a former closer, turned into a midweek starter. Ranked in the top 5 in the CAA in saves, and Elliott Avent is going to make a couple of changes here as he brings on Chase Nixon to hit. This will replace the Godman spot. I believe it'll be a double switch as well. So we saw Chase Nixon yesterday in basically this exact spot. Coming off the bench, he flew out in the 9th inning. Now trying to kickstart a rally against the reliever Eric Yost, the sophomore, who's got a wicked slider.
Yeah, that thing is nasty.
Yost has actually started games against Monmouth and Marshall in spot starts. First 2 weekends of the year, Northeastern had 4-game series, so they needed that 4th starter. It's Yost's turn, and he gives up a foul ball.
Yeah, those 4-game starts in a weekend, that's tough to do, but when you guys, Northeastern has the guys. I think their bullpen's very good to have that spot start. Yost looks like he has some good stuff. Second team all CAA last year.
And a strike thrower nonetheless. The 0-2 is taken outside. It's only a 6-run game. And I say that somewhat facetiously, but also in reality. Top of the lineup comes up next. Any bit of offense would be huge here in the 8th. Yost comes from an athletic family, and he takes on the top of this order in Devontae Brown next. A lot of faces waiting for an offensive explosion as that ball's fouled off.
Yeah, they've been waiting all weekend, right? It's the 3 double plays today. We talked about momentum all weekend. It's huge in baseball, and, hitting is contagious. They just haven't been able to get that big hit to extend innings long enough to where they can get anything going.
The 2-2 is fisted foul. Northeastern starting pitching, 21 combined innings, 0 earned runs.
Yeah, you're going to take that to the grave with you. That's going to be in your back pocket this whole season long.
Put that in the 401k and cash in 30 years.
There you go.
As the fastball could be 2.
Could it?
Beckstein starts it. The turn is a bit late and gets away from Boslin. So Nixon goes down to second, and he's safe. No, he's out at second base. Oh my gosh, Nixon slowed down heading to second, and he's gunned out for the double play.
So once again, you're trying to make something out of nothing, right? It's a double play ball. Boslin tries to keep the ball in front of him, but Nixon has to know the situation. You're down 6.
Oh, and he stumbled into second.
He just slid too early, never got to the bag.
Oh my gosh, what a tag by Max Vieira. And just like you called it up, a double play in order for Northeastern. I thought there was no way Nixon would be out at second. Just a great, savvy defensive play by the Huskies.
The old 4-6-3-3-6. See that every day.
You could put that on the Subway sandwich. The 4-6-3-6 double play as Brown fouls went off. And I tell you, though, that play epitomizes the success for Northeastern and the struggles for NC State in this series.
It's just another, mental mistake that NC State makes. Like I said, you're down 6-0. You need base runners. You cannot keep having quick innings. And that's what's really led to the success of these Northeastern pitchers. They haven't had any high leverage situations to where they need to really dig deep and, work pretty hard.
Working ahead on 2-2 and just a bit high. It's a big break there for Devontae Brown as the count works full. It's not shaking the confidence of Eric Yost, the former starter, now in relief, and he issues a walk.
That changes the whole situation. It would be first and second with one out right here. And it still gives you a chance, right? It still gives you that momentum that you need offensively to have big innings. And I think that's where this team really needs to grow, is understanding the game, understanding how to play it, understanding, situational opportunities. That's where they've struggled all weekend long.
So here comes LeJames Groover and an NC State offense that has not hit well with runners on base in this series. 0 for 2 today. And the fact that it's only 2 at-bats with men at second is crazy to think. They won't have that chance right now as Groover is down 0-1. He hit with a possible tying run situation in the 9th yesterday and grounded out. Now he rips one foul.
This right here, Groover has to know the situation, understand that he just had a good fastball on the inside part of the plate that he was able to, hit hard foul. Probably something away and soft here. You got to stay through the middle of the field.
Yost on 0-2. Gives up a fly ball that drifts foul. Tommy White waits on deck. Like you mentioned, that running mistake now is costly because you want to have White up there with runners on base.
Yeah, you just want guys on base. You haven't seen it all weekend. You need something positive from an offensive standpoint.
Another 0-2. Stays high. The closer, Dennis Colleran, has pitched in back-to-back games for Northeastern. I imagine he's out for today. However, with great starting pitching, the bullpen well rested. Here's Yost on 1-2, staying up. Groover has 4 hits in this series. Anything to get on would be costly. Just trying to extend this inning any way possible. And he goes down swinging. So Yost with the strikeout escapes the threat. At Northeastern, I tell you what, great pitching, clutch offense, and timely defense like this to end the 8th. So on a sunny and perfect weathered Sunday here in Raleigh, North Carolina, this is what's been going on in this weekend. NC State bats have gone a bit quiet in this one. 1 for 11 with runners on the bases. Meanwhile, for Northeastern, quality starting pitching has told the story.
Yeah, it really has. And like you said, 0 earned runs against these starters here for Northeastern. They have done a tremendous job of keeping this offense at bay. They have been dominant from Friday night on.
Carson Kelly looking to do his part here in the top of the 9th as Northeastern looks for the series sweep. Boslin pokes one high and deep to left. Palali lets it drift out of play. There are a lot of happy faces and smiles for the Huskies and a lot of body language for NC State right now going the other way. It's really playing itself out in this final game. Which the tough part is this club just started 8-0. I mean, things were clicking on all cylinders.
That's the thing. It's still early in the season. There's so much, left, but you just have to wonder how the young guys in this lineup, the young guys on this team, probably haven't faced much adversity in their careers. They've all been, highly recruited guys coming out of high school. So it takes a lot to get through that and get through the struggles to get your team back to winning.
That's called up, so a full count to Boslin, the sophomore first baseman. Facing a strong-armed Carson Kelly. He's been excellent in 2 scoreless innings. Added a couple of punch-outs as well. Now he brings the 3-2 and gives up a fly ball. Devontae Brown comes in. He calls off the freshman shortstop, and I like that play from Brown for the first out.
He's done a really good job, switching into center field. You saw him a lot in right field last year. That's a tough transition. Obviously, a lot more ground to cover, but he's done a good job. He is such a good athlete here at NC State.
And a former starter in right field, manning center all season, taking charge out there. There's a strike. Really, outside of the 3-run 5th inning, it's been a nice pitching day with Harrison getting things started and a couple of relievers in between. But it doesn't matter how many runs you give up if you're not scoring anything.
I was going to say, and, the pitching hasn't been bad. It's the mistakes. It's the little mistakes, the ground ball throwaways, once again, 2 errors on the day. Was that now 9 for the weekend?
And you see Cozart behind the plate there framing that last pitch. 9 errors for NC State. That's not very common as that pitch is called strike 3. And Cozart framed it in the zone for the punch out.
Yeah, he gets one right here. I think that, sets up on the inside part of the plate. You don't see it a lot get called.
You rarely get that call.
Kind of gave up on it too. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Walter Presswood III maintaining his zone here in the 9th inning. Pitchers can appreciate that. Because there's so much now in baseball about the one-legged catchers who spray out and really claim the one side of the plate. You don't typically get the opposite side on a pitch like that. As this ground ball could end the inning. So last chance for the Wolfpack in the bottom of the 9th. Tommy White leads off the inning when we come back here in Raleigh. Credit to these fans enjoying some great weather today, because the home faithful have not had much to cheer about, unfortunately. Now, one thing they can cheer about is Tommy White digging in to start off this ninth inning. A man who's been waiting to explode offensively and now has to face a new reliever out of the Northeastern bullpen. It's Thomas Balbani, the redshirt sophomore from Naples, Florida. Part of a bullpen, Andrew, that's been lights out of the pen. Outside of the home run yesterday, they have been scoreless in relief.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very, very impressed with this whole pitching staff. This, starting Friday night, it's been consistent. It's been strike throwing, ground balls. It's exactly what you want to see out of a weekend, moving into the middle part of your season, getting into conference play. Coach has to be very happy with what he's seen this weekend.
So here's Tommy White. His average is dipped down to 440. He is human and looking to close out his weekend with a strong note. This would be a good test for the freshman. We saw the epic highs in the first 2 weeks, and now facing a tough stretch early in his year as he's 1 for 11 early in this series.
Yeah, a great, late coach of Fred Hill up in Rutgers University. When he was recruiting me, he always said that I want to see how you kind of deal with it when you go 0 for 21, because you're going to go 0 for 21 at some point in your career. And, he was certainly right. I definitely went through those lows, and you just have to kind of figure it out. You have to get through it.
So Balbani faces White and gives up a ground ball. Tommy swung at the first pitch every at-bat and has grounded out to short 3 times. Last chance for the Wolfpack here in the ninth. And White pokes one foul. You can sense a little bit of the frustration from Tommy. Just missed a few pitches all day long.
Yeah, it's back-to-back off speed. See if he comes with a fastball on the inside part of the plate here. Kind of pitching backwards. They've been working that inside corner all weekend. Oh, he's going to go back with the curveball.
Now the 0-2 to White is actually hit pretty well out of play.
That's a better job of seeing that pitch up. I think that's where he's kind of struggled a little bit so far. The ball that's starting kind of at the belt, that's going to drop off into the dirt. See what it comes back with here. Fastball on the outside part of the plate.
So Balbani looking for the punch out on 0-2. Rears it up a bit. So 3, 4, 5 in this NC State lineup. None bigger than Tommy White. Looks to get his bat going. Deep into the stance on 1-2. And goes down swinging. The punch out for Balbani punctuates the ninth inning.
Yeah, and that's exactly that pitch I was talking about. That pitch is starting at the belt, dropping to the feet. That's a great location. Good hard break. Don't by any means, hitting a baseball is very hard. One of the hardest things to do in sports, but that's a pitch that you just have to see up early on to know that it's going to, end at your, call it knees instead of in the dirt.
So it dives off for the strikeout. 5 Ks for Northeastern pitching. And Josh Hood watches strike 1. So NC State in danger of having a very low scoring weekend. Just 6 combined runs in these first 27 innings. Very uncommon for an offense that averaged 13 runs a game entering the series. So Hood, who's reached base twice, looks to kickstart anything in this ninth inning. And he's down 1-2.
It's just another 1-1 count that he, fastball on the outside part of the plate. You're either going to take a healthy hack at it or let it go. Now you have to dig deep.
And that stays down in the zone. Nice take.
That's a really good take. That's a great pitch.
NC State in danger of dropping a 4th straight to a suddenly surging Northeastern pitching staff. Looking to salvage some offense in the ninth, and Hood sprays it foul.
Yeah, this is definitely a team that you're going to see late in the postseason. Would not be shocked if they make it back to another CAA championship series.
the preseason favorites in the CAA, along with UNC Wilmington. And a lot of faces just waiting for answers there for NC State. It's a tough place to be in. Here's the 2-2. Hood sprays it down the line, and that's out of play.
You know, if you look on Twitter and all that social media, it's a shocking win, you know, this weekend for Northeastern. But I think, like I said, within the dugout, this is the type of team that they know they can be. And they know that they have the pitching staff to get there, to get into a regional, to succeed in a regional. And they have shown it on full blast this weekend.
A staff that's been to regionals 3 times in the last 5 years. A lot of success in the Colonial. Now taking that success here to the ACC is on 2-2. Hood hangs up, no swing.
Hood's been the one guy that has shown, you know, competitive at-bats. I really like his approach to the game, just how he plays the game as a whole.
Think back to that walk in the 7th. It was an 8-pitch at-bat. Really fought off some tough ones. Now he faces 3-2. And watches a fastball down the middle for back-to-back punch-outs. Man, Balbani has these NC State hitters guessing.
Yeah, and it's been guessing, you know, since Friday night. That's exactly what they've done. This is just a fastball right down the middle of the plate. You know, this is when you get to a 2-strike count, you cannot be sitting a pitch. You cannot be guessing a pitch. You just have to battle and fight everything off to just keep the bat alive. But Hood just gets beat right there by the, you know, better pitcher.
Last chance for NC State with Dom Palali, and he's down 0-1. Wolfpack looking to turn the page heading into midweek action against UNC Greensboro. Have been silenced by great pitching from Northeastern. Now 1 strike away.
How impressive has Northeastern been this weekend? This is a fun team to watch. Like I said, it's fundamental baseball. They do everything right. They run the bases correctly. They've, you know, the timely hitting. They've been fun.
And the pitching has told the story. 3 strikeouts for Thomas Balbani. That's a series sweep. Northeastern comes into Raleigh and takes down number 8 NC State with a convincing 6-0 win. Northeastern had not won all time against NC State. But I tell you what, starting pitching 21 innings, no earned runs. The hitting was timely, the defense was great. This was a great series for Northeastern.
Yeah, this is a fantastic series that, you know, you can put in the back pocket like we talked about and kind of take with you throughout the season when you get into a struggle. Understand this is a type of team that you can be, and they are very, very, very good. This is a fun team to watch, and I look forward to seeing them throughout the season.
The preseason favorites in the Colonial make a huge statement here to start the month of March. For Andrew Simpson, I'm Evan Budrovich. Thank you for joining us today. It's Northeastern coming into Raleigh and securing the 3-game sweep. As NC State gears up for the start of conference play, they have some work to do. This is a presentation of ESPN.